beautiful Librans, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career or money reading for the end of January right through to the end of February 2024. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I'll never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful. There's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Librans, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get your overarching energy first and follow it with an in-depth look at what is coming your way. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Librans? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Can you please show them the way? Now, your first card is the Strength card. So that's about being bold and daring and having the self-discipline to move forward with success. I also see that you are coming out of your comfort zone in your career in some way, and actually you're in a very powerful position. You really are a force to be reckoned with. But it is number 8, and 8 is the number of the self. So that's really about looking at your skill set and seeing that actually you are really good at what you do. You are a very talented person. But some of you may discover like a hidden talent about yourself in some way over the next 6 weeks. I definitely get a sense here that you are in a very explorative time when it comes to your career. Lots of new ideas bubbling up, maybe ideas that perhaps you've had that you haven't really embraced fully yet. But I definitely get a sense here that some of you may be opening yourself up to a new way of working or a new way of approaching your work, and really making sure that you get the best out of your career environment for you, okay? Because you got the Justice card as your final position, and of course that is a Libra card as well. So that makes sure that some of you may be making some adjustments right now to work smoothly, to be on top of things. And they're actually showing me in the water at the moment an image of a Rubik's Cube. Now, this has come up in a reading before, maybe not for your sign, but it definitely came up some point last year for a reading. Rubik's Cubes, for me in the energy, it tends to represent you being faced with a conundrum or needing to make some adjustments. It could also indicate that some of you are trying to work something out, maybe slotting things into place, and maybe some of you are having to match things up so that they make sense, or that they are in some sort of order, getting organized this month on something. I mean, it could literally mean that, you have a Rubik's Cube on your desk, or perhaps you've just purchased one, but it's like you could be set like a problem to solve this month, and I feel like you will solve it, okay? The Justice card tells me you find a solution that is beneficial to you and all that you deal with. So there may be something that comes up in the working environment, even if you're an entrepreneur and you work for yourself. There could be something that you're faced with that you have to sort of like double back on it and find a solution, but you will. It may give you a little momentary frustration, but I definitely see that you're on track there. And if you work for a company, for example, I feel there could be someone who isn't as organized as you, or is not pulling your weight, and has let one part of the department down a little bit, and everybody else is trying to scramble to find a solution or to be on top of things. This could be due to a deadline, or it could be due to paperwork, because I feel for some of you it could be that there's like a document that cannot be found or is missing in some way, and you need to do like an extra hunt to find it. Okay, now that's not going to resonate with everyone, but that is what is coming through, so I have to mention it. You will find the document, or you'll find evidence of something taking place. So it could be like a receipt that you need for work, or it could be an invoice, or whatever it is. I feel like you will find it, and it all levels itself out. Okay, and I feel you're the person who's at the forefront of finding that solution. So I feel you're celebrated in some way for a job well done in the next 6 weeks. Now, for some of you, if you're currently out of work and you're looking for work, I feel you actually have a very important interview that comes in, and I feel you really ace it. Okay, so I feel you will be signing a new contract in the next 6 to 10 weeks. So it could be that you just get news that you get a role in the next 6 weeks, but also I feel when you sign a contract, it starts a little bit later. So if you're currently looking for a new role, even if you're currently in a job and you just put a resume out there, I do see an interview coming in for you that really celebrates your skill sets, allows you to really thrive in the position, have freedom to express yourself, and really show them what you're made of so that you can rise through the ranks. And I see a new contract coming in there too as well. So, but the Strength card, it literally says here, discover yourself, trust your intuition and your inner wisdom. You're someone who is really good at what you do. You are naturally gifted with the skills that you have, that you utilize in this role. Okay, so I definitely see that you've got this. But also, I feel that you are bold and daring and are trying a new approach to a working environment. This could be if you're deciding to stay where you're at. It could be that you are restructuring the way that you work so that it's more efficient, more organized. I mean, it could be as simple as like reorganizing a desk, or maybe shifting yourself in the office. Or if you work for a company, it could be that they are doing some refurbishments or that they are restructuring in some way. And wherever you end up, it feels like it's just more peaceful. Okay. If you're in a entrepreneurship and you're a director of your own business, some of you, I'm getting an energy here of some of you, if you work at, and this is not going to resonate with everyone, but it is coming through, so I have to mention it. Some of you, if you work at like one of those like outsourced offices, you may decide to change the way you work. So for some of you, it could be that you actually work from home, or you decide to downsize the office in some way, or you decide to work at a different office. I just get an energy of like, what do you call that? Hot desking, is it? I just get an energy of that. Some of you may be doing something like that, so that's coming out there as well. But ultimately, your overarching energy is to be in command of your role. You're really good at what you do, and I feel you really are a force to be reckoned with. You're someone who has sustained endurance, so I feel like your passion is your power, and you're pushing any obstacles out of the way. I feel like you're proving to yourself that you are established in whatever it is that you do, okay? And I feel there's a sense of purpose there and a sense of value as well. Now, whenever you get the Strength card, it literally means you have unlimited inner resources, okay? And that you respect yourself, you respect your skill set, and you value what you have to offer. Because, you know, sometimes we go into interviews, and I did mention this in another reading. I think it was the Leo reading maybe, or even Taurus, I can't really remember. You know, when you go into an interview and the person says, you know, tell us why you think we should hire you. Why do you really want to work for this company? I feel you're changing your mindset a little bit and saying, you know what, tell me why I should work with you. Tell me why I should join your company. So I feel there is a little change of mindset here, and I feel it's quite exciting because actually it shows that you are strong enough to walk away from things that don't resonate with you, but also strong enough to command, you know, value in your role because you have a high level skill set. Okay. Now we do have the Star energy. It's in the resistance position, so it's like you got it in the reverse. Some of you have been feeling a little bit like tested, let's put it that way, in your working environment. This can mean the pressure has been on, or you feel like there's low workers' morale right now, or it's hard to implement new ideas because you've done that in the past and you feel they've fallen on people who are not interested in what you have to say because they don't like to shake things up. You're a maverick. You do things differently. And sometimes people are all about tradition. If they say, oh, we've always done it like this, so we're always going to do it like this, and they have a really archaic filing system, for example, and you're like, but if we just do this and this, it's going to be so much faster, and we downsize on paperwork, and it's going to be really efficient for the whole company. You may have some naysayers that you've come across in the past. So it's almost like you've given up thinking, these people are never going to be changing because they're so stuck in their ways. Well, I feel like you're going to be surprised. They're actually going to be a little bit more curious about what you have to offer in terms of moving the company forward this month if you do work for a company. And if you're an entrepreneur, I feel like you're having ideas on how you can move your company forward and, make some adjustments in order to bring in like more money or more clients, or I feel you're really focused on your true north path, on your life's purpose path, and I feel that you're going to be seen a lot more. You may have felt unappreciated in your role, but the next 6 weeks, there's going to be somebody who has like an honest, open conversation with you, and they say, you know what, we really value what you bring to our company. Or if you're working in an industry by yourself, you're going to get some sort of acknowledgement from someone in a position of power, or this person could even be famous, has noticed you. If you're on social media, for example, this famous person may notice your social media and really mention it, and then everything goes viral. So I feel right now you're in a position to be seen for what you bring to the table. Now, I really get an energy with the star that some of you may have felt a little bit burnt out, and you may have found that your motivation was lacking there for a little bit. It may have been harder to ease yourself back into the working environment after the seasonal break, and I feel now things are picking up speed. I feel with the star energy that you're looking at what you really hope to occur in your career. You're making some big wishes, and I feel you're connecting, aligning yourself with those wishes there. The star energy indicates that there is a brighter future to look forward to. So I definitely see that there is some sort of restructure going on in your career, but also I feel you're gaining clarity about what you get out of the circumstances. And it's not just all about money. It's about fulfillment. It's about being able to express yourself. It's about adding value and a sense of purpose. So I definitely get a sense here that you're really checking in with yourself and in a period of self-evaluation, like, am I really where I feel like I should be, or am I happy where I'm at? These are big questions that you're asking yourself right now. But with the star energy in this position, it can indicate some of you have been wrestling with a deadline, or wrestling with, a conundrum in some way. Maybe that's why I got the Rubik's Cube. And with the star in the resistance, it goes into the upright by the end of the 6 weeks, which means suddenly you have a moment of clarity, an epiphany, and you find a solution. But also, I really feel something that you have been wishing for in your career sector suddenly shows up. Now, I say suddenly because you may have felt like it's not going to happen. It is something you've been wishing for. It's something you've been hoping and expecting for, but I feel it hasn't shown up. So it could be something that's been delayed that suddenly shows up and it surprises you, because I feel somehow there's a surprise here, but it's a really nice surprise. Now, I also am getting an energy that a lot of you are going to be super busy and very productive this next 6 weeks, okay? Lots of paperwork, administrative tasks, emails, phone calls, meetings if you do take meetings, but I feel, you're going to be really busy and on the go. So this is going to be a very fast-paced cycle, and you'll need to get optimum rest to be channeling all that energy in the right direction. But the star energy in this position indicates that things are going to be going really well for you, that you're going to be in the flow. Now, some of you may be dipping your toe into like a hidden talent in the next 6 weeks. This may be something that suddenly comes to your mind, that you're really good at, something that you haven't really investigated fully. This could transpire into like a second stream of income eventually down the line, but it's suddenly an idea. I feel, it could be something creative. It could be something that is very cerebral as well. It could be something that is passionate, that comes from your soul. Whatever it is, I feel like you discover that actually this hidden talent, because I feel like you're almost like aware of it, but you've hidden it away. I feel like you discover that this could be something more. Okay, so it could be that you discover a real penchant for writing, that you're really good at it, you're really great at expressing yourself and finding the right words to connect to other people to convey your message. It could be that you're really great at giving presentations to inspire people, and some of you may think about being a life coach, or being someone who adds value to other people's lives in some way to inspire them to be great. It could also be some of you are thinking about joining an apprenticeship, or learning, eager to learn more about whatever it is that you're inspired by, and you may get a qualification or certification there as well, because I see official paperwork coming out. Really interesting. A lot of signs are getting the official paperwork thing. So either there's going to be some global changes to policies, whether this is in the career sector, the tax sector, financial sector, or whether it is on more of a personal level, like getting your visas, maybe it's visa time up or passports need to be renewed. I feel there's official documentation changes going on. Now, for some of you, my beautiful Librans, this could come in the form of a restructure in your company. If you are currently working for a company, you may hear of company merges or restructures, downsizing. There may be some downsizing in some areas, but hiring in others where they're outsourcing, okay, is what I'm getting as well. I got to be honest, 2024 is a big restructure year. It is the transition year. So I feel this is, where people kind of like try to find their place of where they feel like they belong, making sure that they are doing something they love that is connected to their soul path. Because remember, this year is highly governed by the Judgment card energy. And that's really about following your life's purpose. So if you've come to this reading and you lost your job last year, or even at the beginning of this year, you lost your job, there is a greater plan for you. And I feel like you're about to discover an opportunity that is even better than anything you've had before. Okay. So if you're currently looking for work, I see a new one coming in and you will sign a new contract that's in the next 6 to 10 weeks for you. Okay. Is what I'm feeling. Now, the outcome energy, we've got the Justice card, which is all about good karma. You finding a solution to any problems. If you've got any, discrepancies on work that you need to catch up on, I feel like you're on top of things. You're making sure that you're ahead of deadlines, and I feel like you're really in the flow. This is a card of good karma, but it's also a card of balance and harmony. It is your card, my beautiful Librans. So, I always say this, that some people, when I say that they are governed by their 8th house, they kind of go, they get a little bit like, oh, that's a bit dull and boring, because it just means that you are focusing on your bills, repayment plans. It's really important. It makes life run smoothly. So there needs to be that level of organization. So I feel, it feels this month, the next 6 weeks for you, it's just ticking over nicely. You're in the flow of give and take. What you put in, you're getting out. And I feel with the Justice card there, I feel, yes, there's going to be a lot of administrative tasks and you may feel a little bit overwhelmed at times, but I feel like you're in the flow of, taking action and then pausing to reflect on things that you need to pay a little bit more attention to. Now, some of you, not all of you, may be going through some sort of legal battle with a company, for example, and this is not going to resonate with everyone, but it is coming through. I feel as long as you lead with integrity, it will go in your favor. I mean, I can't imagine you would ever go any other way. I do feel like there may be somebody who's on the opposing side who tries to confuse the situation, someone who may be even a smooth talker who, it's almost like they may try to contact you personally or directly in some way saying, hey, look, we can have a conversation about this. If you're already at the stage of going through a legal representative, then, just be a little bit mindful about talking to that person, because I feel like they're going to try and twist things, and just watch out for that. Okay. But I do feel it will be very balanced. The outcome will be sort of really balanced. And I feel that you come out on top there, but I feel, if you were hoping for a certain amount of money from it, I feel like you'll get just a little bit below that. I feel it's not exactly what you hoped for, but I feel like it's pretty close. Okay. So that's coming out there as well. Now, some of you, my beautiful Librans, and I will go a little bit deeper on this when we get to the cards there. Maybe I'll just pull some cards right now on it, actually. There may be someone who is trying to micromanage you on the sly, or someone who has been almost like pinpointing you to either derail you from your path or drain you of your energy. There's just someone here who is not, acting in their highest regard. It's almost like they're abusing their power in some way. I feel like some of you may take that to HR, or you may take things to the next level, but you will find a solution. Okay, I feel things get worked out, but I feel you're having to almost exert your willpower and stand up for yourself in a position, say, no, you can't talk to me like that, actually, or no, you can't treat me like that. And I feel it gets worked out, but it may be something that has been on your mind and making you feel a little bit like worried or a little bit like low energy, that you didn't want to go into the working environment because of this person. This will get sorted, but you may need to take it to HR or to a governing body if, you can't find a solution one-to-one. Let me just pull a card on that. Thank you so much, Spirit guys. Yeah, 5 of Swords. Someone pushing your buttons. We got the 6 of Cups. Now, this could be someone who used to work at the company, but then left and then came back. So it's almost like they feel this entitlement that they've been there for such a long time, that they know everybody, and it's kind of like they think everybody's on their side so they can act however they want when nobody else is looking. This person, they try to win at all costs. It doesn't have to be, but I'm really getting an energy of that, okay? Now, if this person has not worked at the company before, I feel like this person, they try to push your buttons. They want a reaction, okay? But with the Six of Cups there, I see that you are actually, sending out vibes of peace. Like, you don't affect my energy. And that actually annoys them even more. But eventually this person will get bored of it. And unfortunately, unless it's not nipped in the bud, they will project it onto somebody else, okay? But I feel, be mindful of sharing any information or any ideas with this person, because this person, they will try to sort of make out that it was their idea. They will try to steal your idea, or they will try to win at all costs. That's the energy that I've got. But this person, they may be trying to cause tension. And for some of you, it's because they have a romantic interest in you, okay? Unprofessional romantic interest in you there. I feel like there's better ways to go about it, but you may have either turned this person down in the past, or they feel like you're out of their league, and therefore they are trying their best to get your attention. And what better way than to be difficult and create some sort of conflict there? But I feel with the Six of Cups, I feel the universe is sending an opportunity to resolve this, but also I would be mindful if anybody who is from your past comes towards you with a job opportunity, okay? The Justice card is like, yes, you may be friends, because the Six of Cups is friendship energy or people from the past reuniting. And the Five of Swords, it can be someone is coming in. They show me... they showed me something just now, and I couldn't quite catch it. So it almost looked like a block of yellow. I don't know what that is. So it's gone really quickly. So I'll just have to come back to that in a moment if it comes back up. But a block of yellow, I can't really understand what that would be. So I'm just going to leave it because it was such a flash, and I was like, oh, and then it's gone. If someone from your past is asking you to partner up in business, for example, or has a lucrative idea that both of you are going to action together, I'm not saying it's not going to be great. I feel it could be really wonderful. It seems like a great time. But also, the Justice card, please make sure you've got a contract, even though you're friends, okay? Because the Five of Swords can indicate that this person, they see that you're very gifted, very skilled at what you do, and that you're a hard worker. And they may want to partner up with you because of that. And that means that they can then coast. So they may not pull their weight, and it will cause a bit of friction in the relationship as well as the business, dynamic as well. So just watch out for that. Make sure you've got everything in writing. You know the drill. So I'll leave it there. Also, if your company is restructuring, I definitely see that pay close attention to any new contracts you're given, because there may be something that's hidden in the clauses that you are not happy with, or it could be that there is like new policies and regulations that take away certain benefits. Remember, even if you've worked for a company for a year or 10 years before and you sign something new, it is null and void, everything that went before. It's almost like you're having a new start date. It's a new role. And if you're having a company restructure or a merge, it can mean that a new governing body kind of takes over, and now they've got different rules and regulations that perhaps you don't necessarily agree with. Now, it says, trust that justice will be done. Adjustments will need to be made. Okay, so that's exactly what I was picking up there. Remaining flexible, standing in your power, and also I feel like you're aligning yourself with a wish, like a dream opportunity in your career. This could come in the form of a promotion, a raise, an increase in finances in some way, or an incentive. It could also be that you get acknowledged for your skill set, recognized for your input to the company. And if you are an entrepreneur, you may hear of policy changes that are coming in that require you to be flexible. And it may annoy you or frustrate you at first. And some of you may go, well, what does this mean for me? How does it mean, how does it mean I have to conduct my business now? What do I need to do to implement these changes? So I feel some of you may actually seek advice, or you may try to investigate a little bit further these changes to see how they impact the way that you do business, or the way that you, do your tax returns, or something like that, right? That's coming through there as well. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? I also see people who are an entrepreneur who have their own business. I see new clients coming in, new contracts coming in, where there may have been a period of stagnancy, or there was like a very quiet season. I feel things are going to pick up for you. Okay. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Librans? What do they need to know? Interesting. We got the Ten of Wands there. So yeah, you're going to be really busy. Make sure that you don't overcommit yourself this month. Do what you can. Absolutely. You tend to go above and beyond, and that's a really great asset to whatever it is that you do. But also, don't, push through exhaustion at detriment to your health, okay? Because you may be burnt out. Even though you may have taken a break at the end of last year, I definitely see, well, you got your Six of Cups there happening again. I definitely see that, work of the mind and of the body, it's, they're different. And I feel that there is a real potential there to be exhausted in the next 6 weeks. So just watch your energy levels there. I mean, some of you may even be looking at your food substances or your environment and trying to get a better sleep. So you may be looking at food substances that drain you or give you intense hits of high energy and then suddenly crashing lows or brain fog. So even on a personal level, I feel like you're making some adjustments to make sure that you are in optimum focus, motivation, and drive. Now, your first card there is the Queen of Pentacles. So this is about making more money, okay? Multiplying wealth through hard work. This is about you being the architect to your dreams. You've got a plan, you're sticking to your goals, and you're committed to making things happen on your own terms. This is a card of using all your resources wisely as well. I really get an energy here that you're attracting more opportunity, but also I feel like you're protecting your wealth or protecting everything that you worked really hard for as well, because you're working towards a life of luxury and comfort. And some of you, you're trying to find ways to increase your finances to look after your family as well with the Queen of Pentacles, because the Queen of Pentacles is all about domesticity, about the home life, making sure that the family is taken care of as well. So this is also about your investment, valuing your skill set, and, trying to command more wealth because you're worth it. So I feel like you're very capable of attracting more, but also I feel like you've committed yourself to a certain path, and you're going to find new opportunities to flourish and thrive in your working environment. You're someone who can be trusted to get the job done. You put in a lot of effort. I mean, you do go above and beyond. There is what I see, but some of you may be trying to think of a talent or skill or even a sector that you could work in from home, because the Queen of Pentacles there is a card of maybe working from the home environment or setting up something to bring in an increase of money from the home space. So it could be as simple as you've got like a 9-to-5 job and you're selling things that you've outgrown from home. You're putting it on websites to send off to a loving home because you no longer need it in your life. So you're getting financial recompense for that as well. But for some of you, it could be this hidden talent that you've got. You're thinking about launching something from the home space. Okay, and the Hermit card in the Resistance position can also tell me some of you are thinking about going solo, launching an entrepreneurial ship. But we do have a Queen of Pentacles and a King of Pentacles here. So some of you, if you've got a partner, even if it is your spouse or your nearest and dearest, could even be like a sibling or a friend. I feel some of you are thinking about partnering up in business, and it is going to be very, very lucrative. Just make sure you've got that contract in place. Okay, now we do have the Ten of Wands, which is a lot of work. You are going to have a lot on in the next 6 weeks. Very busy, spinning plates, multitasking, but you're going to be in the flow. I feel it's really important to make some adjustments for self-care, okay, to really recharge your batteries. And what I'm talking about is, even me, sometimes when I'm, busy throughout the day, I'm doing everything I need to do. I do these videos as well. And then, I create a space to, chill out and recharge my batteries. And sometimes that's not a healthy space. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I've got the TV on and I'm scrolling through my phone. So I'm being bombarded with information. Also, I'm watching the TV and I feel really exhausted by the end of the night, like, whoa. And then when I wake up the next morning, I haven't had the best quality sleep because I haven't allowed my brain to really sort of process everything that's gone on, because I'm still like bombarding it before I go to bed. So I feel some of you are trying to be more time efficient, but also create space for really having quality rest, managing your stress levels, because I feel there's a highly pressurized time ahead for you. And this could transpire through like deadlines or just having a lot of work on. I feel like you are really busy. But for some of you with the 10 of Wands energy, it can mean that some of you are like trying to finish projects or tie up loose ends before you take a vacation or before you like take some time out to do some DIY around your home space. I mean, some of you beautiful Librans out there, you're getting married. So you may be like organizing everything in the career environment before you take your vows or before you like go on like a major vacation or honeymoon with your partner. So I feel there's an energy here of Six of Cups returning to work as well for those people who are currently out of work. But for some of you, it could be that you're deciding to leave a position that you've worked in and established yourself at for quite some time. And you're having the courage to say, you know what, I've outgrown this. I've hit a glass ceiling. It's not for me anymore. You may feel that you want a different way of working that doesn't always put the pressure on you and, you're not recognized for your skill set. There's nothing worse than working really hard and, people demanding more and more and more and more off you, whilst at the same time not increasing the finances and also, not appreciating your skill set. So I feel like you're really like checking in with yourself because I feel it's a highly pressurized time. I mean, looking on a personal level, of course, the King and Queen are people. This can mean that there is someone in a position of power who wants to elevate you or offer you a promotional raise. So I feel a lot of you are staircasing to the next level in your career. And some of you, if you're an entrepreneur, I feel like you're staircasing into the next level or bracket for finances. So things are on the increase for you and the universe is sending you a bit of a surprise opportunity, something that you will love, okay? But it could come in the form of meeting a new person, someone who is through networking or someone who is an alliance at your work, someone who's been noticing your skill set and says, you know what, Librans, they are really talented and they deserve to thrive and survive and go straight to the top. So I feel like there's someone here, like you have friends in high places, but if you're an entrepreneur and you work for yourself, I feel like there's someone who has a lot of connections, who wants to introduce you to those connections in some way, or wants to reach out and say, hey, you know what? I see that you're on the rise and I've got some connections that may be able to help you, and they'll put you in contact with these people. Always make sure you get a contract, okay? Because when you start to share your ideas with other people, sometimes those people think, wow, that really is an original idea. I'd like that for myself. And then they may actually, proceed without you. So just watch out for that. That's coming through there as well. Now we do have the Hermit, and the Hermit is in the resistance position, so it's like you got it in reverse. For some of you beautiful Librans out there, if you work for yourself, I feel like it can be a very lonely path, okay? It can be a very lonely, daunting path. You have to do everything yourself. You can't afford to take time off sick sometimes if you have got deadlines and bills to pay. So I feel it can be a very alienating experience. So some of you may actually decide to outsource some of the excess work that you have over the next 6 weeks. You may find a service that can help you, delegate some like administrative tasks or like outsource to your accountant or, I just get this energy of outsourcing there in order to free up your time and take the pressure off a little bit. But also I feel some of you may actually put the feelers out there for networking events or, festivals that are connected in some way to whatever it is that you do. And you may meet people who are like-minded, but also you can share that connection of being an entrepreneur. Sometimes, people always say, being an entrepreneur is like gives you so much free time. You can work on your own terms, and of course, I'm sure that's absolutely true. But you get 9 to 5. That's a set hours, and being an entrepreneur, it's like 24/7 because you always have your business on your mind, and you always feel, oh, that's a new idea. I'm going to implement that, and then you're adding and adding and adding and trying new things in order to expand, and it takes up a lot of your time. So some of you may have felt really exhausted, especially if you're an entrepreneur. And even if you work for a company, you may have noticed some, redundancies going on, and you may notice that those roles, some of them are not being filled. So there may be some excess work because I see an increase. Ten of Wands is an excess workload, okay? So it could be that you're doing a little bit more than usual over the next 6 weeks. But I feel like you find a way to streamline your time, be more efficient, and be super organized and get everything done. So don't sweat it. You're going to get stuff done. Some of you, the Hermit energy can indicate you're thinking about going solo. So if you are in a company, I feel you may think about setting up a business where you're the entrepreneur, the director of the company, or the CEO. And I feel it'll be very, very lucrative for you. But with the Star energy and the Hermit in this position, it can indicate some of you are feeling a little bit isolated in the working environment. You may feel that you go unnoticed, off the radar, that nobody appreciates what you have to offer. That's all about to change. There is an event that occurs in your company in some way in the next 6 weeks. And I really feel you come to the forefront and you really find the solution, or you help someone out, and it's critical. It feels like, there is like a deadline or something major that occurs, and you are bold enough to do something about it, and you sort of work it out. And that person is forever grateful to you. And I feel like in turn, they will do you a favor. So this could be a boss. It could be a person in your industry. I feel like by offering yourself in some way to help, I feel this person comes in and it's almost like they cannot do enough for you. They want to bend over backwards to help you elevate in your career because of your generosity. So there's something coming up there as well there. Now the Hermit in this position can also indicate you're doing a bit of soul searching in your career. You're really trying to be reflective, and you may go off grid to focus on something without any distractions, because there's an energy of being hidden, okay? Because the Hermit is to be like alone, or to go into the cave of life to recharge batteries. The Star energy is in the resistance position. So that means, you may not be giving energy to something. I mean, for some of you, it could be that you've been working really hard and you felt like you haven't been giving energy to your friends or your family. So you're readjusting the balance. But also it could be there's someone in your work environment who has not been very nice to you, and you're giving that person shade. You're trying to avoid that person. But the Hermit tells me that you are someone who has a wealth of knowledge. And I feel that, if there are any difficulties at the working environment, it's in the resistance position. So I feel like you don't close yourself completely off to it. I feel you set about thinking of a way to rectify it or find a solution to it. And again, you've got the Strength card there. So it indicates anything that you've had difficulty with or you've been struggling with, you do something bold and daring to change your circumstances and you overcome the obstacle, okay? This also indicates that you are very much in a very powerful position, and you will be noticed for your skill set. For some of you, you're quietly behind the scenes trying to find an alternative opportunity. And there is one coming in, one that is more in alignment with your heart. You're following your bliss, and there is an increase in finances. Now, it could literally be that you're staying in the position that you're at, but you're moving into a different role that brings in more money. But it could also be that you leave a place because the Ten of Wands is like, I'm done. I can't do this no more. Some of you may be leaving a position for something better, okay, is what I see there. And you're making some adjustments to bring more peace of mind into your life, okay? Because you're going from the Ten of Wands to the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is all about finding inner peace, to really love what you do, have compassion for your role, recognize that, yes, it is a very intense, high-pressured environment. Whether you're doing one role or several roles, some of us out there are doing several roles, trying to make sure that we're on top of things. And I feel it's very necessary to protect your inner sanctity, the peace of mind. You can't purchase peace of mind. So self-love, self-care is really important. Some of you may even decide to go into the area of being a healer. You're a natural born healer. So you may go into something spiritual, or you may have a second stream of income that is a bit more spiritual to help people find inner peace, or even yourself. You are really good at something, and it's something that you haven't quite investigated fully, and I feel you may actually decide to launch that or dive deeper into it in the next 6 weeks and then launch it, and it's going to be very successful indeed, okay? But the Queen of Cups is really about following your heart. It's really about, taking care of yourself, maybe even handing over the reins of something to another person to delegate. That's the main energy I'm getting here. I mean, it may be that you're having like a really honest, open conversation with your boss and saying, you know what, I really love this part of my job, but this part of my role, it doesn't really connect. And, you know, it's actually really time consuming and we can find a better way. And your boss may turn around and say, you know what, you're right. Maybe we'll outsource that to somebody else. And could you take on this other project instead that really connects to what you do? And it's more time efficient. And you're like, yes, that's exactly it. So I feel like there is some sort of negotiation going on here where you make sure you get the best deal. And this could also be financially because, you know, with the Justice card there, and the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, this tells me that you're increasing your finances in some way. So there could be like an appraisal type energy or a check-in with a boss. And this is about promotion, raise, or new income, increase in money coming in for you. And we got the Six of Cups there. Six of Cups is like a return to happier times in your working environment. Things picking up, being a bit better, being a nicer pace at the end of February there. But also the King of Pentacles indicates attracting more opportunity, more abundance, more wealth, and you know your conditions are changing for your highest good. You're manifesting that new role, or you're manifesting more status. I mean, the King of Pentacles can also indicate that you're on top of any administrative work, that you're a pro at what you do, that there's high ambition and high success levels here for you as well that will generate more wealth. And it's coming from your mind, very powerful place. Thoughts become things. Words are spellings out to the universe, cast to create our destiny. And I feel like your effort is on point with whatever it is you have in your mind and you intend to do. But the Six of Cups also indicates the universe stepping in to offer a gift. Okay, now this could come through a message, communication, but I also feel there's someone who remembers you for some generosity, or remembers you for doing something for them in the past, and there is like a favor being repaid. But also Six of Cups there is balance, it's harmony, it's being in the flow of enjoying what you do, but also, you know, getting what you love. I get a payoff energy coming in here. Okay. Now, when it comes to your personal finances, I see that some of you are going to be able to, you know, save a little bit more money this month. Some of you may even be learning about money and how you can invest it in a certain way to increase more. Now that yellow block is coming back up. Okay. So now I can see it a little bit closer. It looks like butter. Okay. It looks like a block of butter. Now, butter is always symbolic of abundance, fulfillment, rewards, but it could also indicate like a smooth talker or someone who, you know, you look at them and you think butter wouldn't melt in their mouth, but actually there's alternative motives there. So just watch out. If your intuition is telling you something's off about a person or a situation, listen to your hunches, okay? Don't share ideas or actually copyright your work or patent your work in some way just to make sure that nobody has access to take your ideas and run with it like it was themselves. So just watch out for there as well. But yeah, an increase in finances here. But also I feel like you're being smart with your budget, repayment plans. And some of you, especially since there's 3 people here, I'm going to pull a card on this. It's like teamwork, people working together. So this may be, even though you're working in a highly pressurized environment, people are surprising you by being a little bit more pleasant or a little bit more like on top of things. And that's by the end of February. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? We've got the Six of Pentacles again. So balanced Seven of Pentacles. So 6 and 7 of Pentacles indicates increase in money. Okay, also 6 of Pentacles means an unexpected resource from the universe that you're going to be so happy with, a very lucrative surprise. So this could come in the form of like a promotion, a raise, or an increase in finances. Also, the 7 of Pentacles is you really adjusting the way that you work or opening yourself up to a new strategy because you're feeling a little bit at a crossroads. And that can mean that you want to bring a little bit more excitement and spontaneity into your role or be more time efficient so you've got more time for other things. But equally, it can be that you're looking at the effort that you put into something and what you get out of it. And if you feel that it's no longer for you, you're having the courage to say, I'm done. I'm walking away towards something even better for me because I deserve it. You are recognizing that your skill set is sought after, okay? Because not everybody works like you. You put your whole heart and soul into everything. And I definitely see that there's going to be some sort of payoff here for you. Okay, so we have superior. Okay, so a real indication here of elevation in your career. Okay, it says, become a leader in the situation. Speak and act with authority. Set your boundaries and know your limits. Boss leadership authority. So if you feel like the pressure has been on and there's nobody really helping you, I feel like you may approach your boss about delegating, or, finding that someone else can perhaps muscle in on the project and you can do it together in some way. But I feel like you are taking up a leadership position, or you're in command. You're in a position of power. And if you're currently out of work, I see that you pick up a new role that has a different status, that I see your reputation for being a really good worker, someone who is awesome at what you do. I see you actually been celebrated for that and elevated quite quickly. So you may move into a new role, but I feel like your status will change. Again, you're going to move through the ranks quite quickly in this new role. And we also have good gossip. Loving that. People are talking about you behind the scenes. You are appreciated. Sometimes it feels like you're not. Sometimes it feels like you go off under the radar, that you're invisible in some way. But good gossip, it says your reputation is very good at this time, or you're being talked about in a positive way. Reputation, image, and well known. The fact that you got the star there, it indicates that you will be well known for what you do, whether it's on a localized scale, that you're moving up through the ranks and people see you as a force to be reckoned with, or you want to be famous, in the public eye in some way, seen for what you bring to the table, because I feel there is some sort of reward that also goes along with this, and I feel like you're elevating in a very, very positive way. Okay, so I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune for you before we close. Okay, so we have the seahorse. Now, the seahorse represents soulmate. So some of you, if you have a relationship or a partner or someone you consider a soul tribe member, this could indicate a collaboration. Now, the seahorse tends to show up with a Queen of Cups, believe it or not. In most decks, a seahorse will show up with a Queen of Cups, which means you're diving into how you feel about your work, but also you're doing things differently. You're going against the grain in some way. If you really think about the seahorse, the male seahorse actually gives birth to like new ideas. So you could be doing something maverick, something that is against the trend in some way, that actually sets you apart from everybody else. But also it indicates some of you may be working with a partner, or you may even find a soulmate, a love interest at your working environment as well there, okay? But it could also be connecting you to the dream, following your heart, following your bliss, and it will be very lucrative and successful. We also have a horseshoe. So this is all about luck. Now, a horseshoe actually showed up, I think, if my memory serves me well, in the Capricorn reading last year, the end of last year. So if you have Capricorn placements, this may be one of your signs, but this indicates better luck, opportunity, and a lucky break for you there as well. It may even be a symbol to look out for over the next coming weeks about a role that comes in for you that brings in more money and more job satisfaction. Now, we do have the day rune, which is all about ambition, light, having a breakthrough and major growth in your career. So very, very positive rune there to get. And also we have the wheel. This is the equivalent of the Wheel of Fortune energy, the journey of life, but it also indicates you're on the right path, you're taking the right actions, you're in control, and there are some messages that you will celebrate when the end of the 6 weeks is up. So this could be an indication of something that you've been hoping for coming on in, okay? If you've been experiencing any delays in your career, I feel blockages are removed for you at this time, and a path is being made clear for you to move forward. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates with that reading for you, my beautiful Librans. If it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Librans, and love and light.